I'd also like to bring to the stage someone that I know you guys know, Trisha Halper!
So we're all getting moved down.
Also, the amazing and hilarious Mindy Sterling! My dear friend and sometimes co-worker, Felicia Day! Sincerely, one of my oldest friends in the world and my old roommate when we were in college, Will Wheaton! Oh my God. Thanks for Kermit flailing out onto the stage, Will. Yay! Yay! Also, I want to bring up some of the makeup and effects guys. Let's first bring out Barry Bishop! Followed by Billy Brooks! Yeah. Also, PJ and Sky Hosma! A young, up-and-coming actor that I think you guys are going to enjoy by the name of Nathan Fillion. And then finally, the man whose idea birthed this in Nathan's kitchen, please welcome to the stage, Alan Tudyk!
Wait a second. If you tell us to leave 2 seats at the end and then you sit on that end, then we just look like jerks.
So why don't you come down?
No, there's 2 seats saved for you guys at the end of the table.
He's down there. Slide down.
Move down.
Quick like lightning! Okay, now, Michael, you trade with Will, Felicia, you trade with Seth, Nolan.
By the way, this is now the first and last web series in Hall H.
You guys, just very important, I gotta address this, I'm sorry.
Drank out of it.
Hold on a second, guys. Hold the phone. Alan, you're wearing the wrong costume.
Wait, what are you talking?
I'm saying this character that the costume we're wearing is, he's...
They don't want you to say it.
He's sleeping. With baby Jesus.
Sorry.
Alan, you misunderstood. You're playing a new pilot now.
Oh, you mean Cash?
I mean Cash.
You mean this guy?
Oh. Yeah, not enough room.
There's ketchup on the floor over here. Just, it's going to be a clean up on aisle 5. Thank you.
That is amazing. 2 jumpsuits in the heat of San Diego
Thank
in
you.
July.
I'm also wearing long underwear. Just, you know.
It's a good idea.
Keep it hot.
So this is Cash.
Yes.
Cash is the character that you play in the web series version of a show that's not at all, if there's any people from Fox here like Firefly. Show show called Spectrum.
Yes.
So people haven't really seen anything yet, right? Because you did the campaign and then you guys immediately started shooting, and so no one's really seen anything of Con Man yet.
Why don't we show them?
This is never before seen footage. They literally just finished putting it together 20 hours ago. This is as fresh out of the oven as possible. Let's take a look at a sneak peek of Con. So that's available for pre-order now, and then September 30th they'll be like, oh, I surprised myself in the future. So enjoy that. Alan, congratulations on the series. It looks genuine. It looks amazing. So how did you? Where did the idea? Like, really, what's the story behind the idea, and how did you get it from Nathan's Kitchen to Hall H?
That is a good question. I started going to conventions right after Firefly was canceled in 2002. Boo is right. It's not new news, but yeah, it still sucks. So I started going to conventions then, and then I was coming to conventions from an outsider perspective because I was in New York without a TV and thinking I was artistic. And did Firefly, got introduced, Nathan invited me, and it was fantastic. And then slowly over time, it just started germinating. You just started looking around. A lot of people will look around at the conventions and say, God, somebody needs to make a show about this because it's so much fun, it's so fantastical, you could do a comedy. There's so many amazing characters, especially behind the scenes. So it just slowly, every convention I would go to, I go, oh, that's an idea. Oh, I could do that. Like the doll convention was a real thing in Florida, and it's just like that. I was
Florida, say no more.
Okay. So it happened like that, and then it was also an opportunity to get in a spaceship again with this guy, and it's kind of a backdoor way of getting on a space show.
But I feel like you guys, this would have to be the group to make a show like this, because most of the entertainment industry, when they look at our little bubble, they don't represent it in the right way. They sort of make fun of it, as opposed to like they're laughing at us, as opposed to like, no, we're all part of this community, and these are, like we can laugh with each other about what they're like. So I think it was just the right person hadn't come along to really have the insider point of view.
Well, it's thank you, and totally agree. But it was also the crowdfunding. We couldn't have been made through normal studio just for those same reasons, that this gave us a lot of control to make it the way we knew it should be made, because we've been going to conventions for over a decade, and so it wasn't a foreign idea to us. We've been meeting fans for so long that we felt like we could honor it and poke fun at it in a fun way, like the Tooth Fairy who burned down his village. I've met a lot of amazing fans who have actually had a connection with Firefly, and it's changed, it helped them through tough times, whether it's a soldier or someone, just whatever, different things from different people. And so that's a guy who had a tough time, helped him forget about his village because he burned it down. And so it's the same, it's the world and taking some reality, a little nugget of reality, and going just a little bit farther, because the world allows for so much fun.
Did you ever pitch it to television?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the crowdfunding happened, you raised $3.2 million, did you call those studios and tell them to S on a D because you just raised $3.2 million and that they're wrong and stupid?
Can we say S on a D?
You can say S on a D. Yeah.
What does that mean?
That could mean a lot of things.
Slip on a donut. That's what I'm
You go slip on a donut, sir.
In your F.
In my F.
Your falafel.
Oh, good. Right. Sorry, I was born without an F. I don't like to talk about it.
No, I did not, but I'm hoping this amazing turnout in this impressive venue. They can come to their own conclusions. I don't need to stoop to that level.
So let's start going down the line, Nathan. When this idea, when it came to fruition in your kitchen, did you immediately go, well, we have to do something with this? I need to be involved with this.
I remember saying I remember the day when Alan stole my idea, and listen. how did I say it earlier? They say a little hard work never killed anyone. I say, why take any chances? But Alan wasn't afraid to say, no, you know what? I'm going to call PJ up right now and get him to do some hard work. It was an idea that Alan would not let it die. And soon enough, he had written a couple of episodes. The first one he polished up really nicely. He cast a little read-through. We went to his house, and it was really enjoyable. We really liked it. And it just never stopped. Until these guys took over, and then it really didn't stop.
Yeah, my girlfriend has had to listen for quite some time now, sentences that start with, in Con Man? I got an idea, in Con Man? It's been going on for a while. It's really, I haven't caught up with this. I can't catch up with this, guys. What the hell, man?
And I think when you look at the panel of people here, and also obviously in the trailer, there's a ton more people. It feels like this was a thing that everyone already wanted to do, whether or not they knew it. It was like, oh, well, we have to get in there and make fun of ourselves, play around with this world.
You were almost in it several times.
I wanted to be in it so bad, but my work schedule is oppressive, and I don't have a life.
You do a lot of work.
No, it's on cable. It's not a big deal. It's dumb.
You're busy?
Yeah, I talk about zombies and give out points. It doesn't matter. But it's shut up! I say points. You don't say points. How dare you? That's my art. So let's just kind of go down the line and find out like how everyone got involved, and was this a type of a show that you had always thought should exist? Let's start with you, Michael.
Well, what you said just now, that everybody wants to be a part of this, and I don't think, Alan, you realize how much we all wanted to be a part of this. It was actually this year at your birthday party, Nathan's birthday party, when PJ approached me at a party, the producer down there, and he says, he goes, Truco, Alan's kind of reluctant to ask, friends for a favor. Would you want to be, maybe do an episode or just do something in common? And I'm looking at PJ going, dude, I will be the busboy who brings more butter to the table. I would do this in a heartbeat, because I feel like this is tapping into the zeitgeist right now of this popular culture, and this is a kind of show that people are going to want to be a part of. And it was such a no-brainer, man. And I got to just tell you, I'm so grateful to be here and to have been a part of it. And my favorite part of the story is that I worked before Trisha did, and she told me that Alan was talking about the scene that I had with Nathan, and he goes, I didn't know Truco was funny. So maybe that's why you were reluctant to ask.
He's hysterical. He's not in this trailer. We're going to hopefully be able to put him out, and there's going to be a couple more trailers as we near September 30th, and he's hysterical. It was like a 1.5 to 2-page scene that is now a 5-page scene because you and Nathan, you play a cop who pulls Nathan over, and so much of what he does was his own thing. Coming up to the car, sir, put your hands on the put your hands on the wheel. Oh my God, you're Jack Moore. I almost shot you.
You did? He's a cop with aggression issues. Yeah. Sure.
I'm working it out.
But I mean, that's very sweet. But all that being said, the skeleton, the framework of this thing is because of Alan and because of his genius. It's true, man. It's absolutely true. It's fantastic.
Can we say Schmeenius or something like that? Because Schmeenius.
Seth Green.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Who do you play in the company?
Oh, I said I'd do whatever. Honestly, it was kind of the same theory. I had picked up that Funko wash last San Diego Comic-Con. I told Alan that I had it for him. And then he was like, oh, we should grab dinner or something. And then like 8 months go by. And then eventually he's like, hey, we should do that dinner. And while we're at dinner, he's like, hey, I know everybody's not really into crowdsourcing stuff, but what if we crowdsourced like a really cool project and got all the people that we know in it, and it was about cons? And I was like, yeah, all right, literally whatever you want, I'll do it. So I play comic store owner,
Casey Wingwall,
who's hosting a mini con, and I got Michael Dorn and Kevin Grevious on stage doing epic characters, and then Alan's in the middle doing characters from a show that nobody saw that was old and had incredibly outdated interpretations of ethnic stereotypes.
What's up, bitch? Y'all didn't see that? What's up, bitch? That was the cartoon.
The panel's called something like Exploring Bigoted Imagery in Hate Art.
I think that you contributed to that that name, didn't you?
Did I?
Wait, it was on the thing, maybe.
Sure.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll take credit for anything in this. No, this was all your idea, dude.
But
We're just your puppets.
Basically, you had written it. Who was involved? Who was everyone who was involved with the writing process, and how much did you guys riff on set?
I wrote them, and then there was a lot of riffing on set. Nolan North, I don't think he has one line that I wrote. Maybe one, two.
So he doesn't respect authority. That's good.
Yeah, he plays, I mean, he'll tell you, he plays Jerry Lansing, the mocap king, who's the second best motion capture artist in the world. Behind that son of a bitch, Andy Serkis.
Charlatan.
He's taking all the good monkey roles, man.
Yeah, that's all he does, monkeys. We want a monkey, call him. Yeah, people, it was really free since there was nobody in charge but me, and PJ and Nathan. We could just say whatever we wanted. Like Milo Ventimiglia, you saw him on that motorcycle. That's his. He showed up to work on that motorcycle. I was like, hey, can we just put that in here? He's like, love to. Let's put it in there. And then that was that. And can I put some yogurt in? I'm going to put some yogurt in this dumpster. And then costumes like, no, you can't. You're going to get it on your shirt. We only have one of those. Yeah, I just talked to the director. He said it's okay. So easy.
Did you like having that much responsibility where you were supposed to be the guy with all the answers? You know what I mean? Like everyone's looking at you because it's your project. Was that overwhelming, or did you kind of glide into it seamlessly?
No, I didn't glide. There was no gliding. It is amazing when you're wearing all of those hats, how much needs to be cleared through you. I couldn't believe it. Walking across set, everybody would grab you and go, this cuff or this cuff. Here's the mock-up for the spaceship thing. Oh, that's great. Oh, Alan, we need to work on the stickers. This is going to be at, we have Baycon and we have XCon, or two of our cons. And here's the signage for that. This color and that color. It just never... It was really unbelievable. And you're walking on the way to the set to go, all right, let's do this scene. So it was overwhelming. But so is this.
No. How many episodes did you end up making?
It was 120 minutes, so we kind of called it a movie as we were going along, because it felt like a movie. So it's 12 10-minute episodes, but they're written as half-hour episodes with 3 acts. So we're releasing them that way too, in releasing TOO in 3 episodes at a time, so you can watch the story arc. And so we did 4 half hours.
Excellent. Allison Hayslip,
Yes.
one of my dear friends from the now defunct G4 network.
Aw, R.I.P.
May it rest in peace.
Yeah.
So what do you do in Con Man, and how did you get involved?
Well, I was actually here in San Diego about a month and a half ago. My friends got married down here on a Friday night, and Saturday morning I was very hungover and driving back to LA, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from Alan Tudyk, and I assume it's a butt dial. So I'm like, why would Alan be calling me at 11 a.m. on a Saturday morning? And we get on the phone, and he's like, Allison, what are you doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week? I'm like, I'm gonna be in New York. Why? He's like, oh man, I wanted to offer you this role on Con Man. I'm like, I'm canceling my flight. I'll be there. So I found out less than 48 hours beforehand that I was shooting, and so what I found out 2 days later was that I am Faith, and I am Jack Moore's assistant, his personal assistant. But Jack Moore is never where he's supposed to be, so instead I show up and Jack Moore is on FaceTime. You know.
What was your experience like working with this group?
Oh, it was amazing. Well, I was there day one, right? We were day one of shooting, and we set up the first scene, and Alan's like, okay, action. I actually had
yes.
the very first line recorded on the entire show, and it didn't occur to me until after we cut that first scene that I was like, oh, that was like a lot of pressure, Allison. You just kicked off this whole thing, because it was one line in that entire scene too, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Allison,
Yes, you did.
would you take us there?
I know. But let me tell you, day 2 on that set, we spent like 7 hours in a heated saltwater infinity pool in Malibu in the most perfect weather ever. And it was like the greatest day of my life. I was like, nothing changed, please, ever. They were like, we're not gonna shoot for 15 minutes. You want to get out? I'm like, no, staying in the pool is way cooler than going back to makeup, you know?
Do you want to go to the bath? Super fruity by the
Oh, I was so waterlogged driving home that day. You know when you have like water stuck in your head and you're just like driving on the 405, like trying to shake it out? Worth it.
Casper, how did you get involved in the project, and who are you?
It's Nolan.
Oh, no, but Nolan said stuff before.
He's the second most popular after.
Behind that son of a bitch, Andy
Yes,
Serkis.
yeah, after
Yeah.
Monkey. I was Tarzan, so I was another monkey. Go ahead. No.
Nolan?
Tell them how we met.
I was their fourth choice.
Nolan and I met when we were recording Young Justice the first time.
Yeah.
And then we worked together motion capturing, what was that? Uncharted. And I was going to be in Uncharted. You're the main dude.
I am the main dude.
In Uncharted and so many other things. You know Nolan from so many other things.
No.
If you knew what he did. Oh! So I had written a character named Nigel Thrice, who was the second best motion capture person, and then when we started motion capturing, you were doing this character named Jerry Lansing, who was also a motion capture. He was mocap king, and it was a very similar character to Nigel Thrice. And after a couple of months of working together, it was just obvious that you had to play Nigel Thrice. And we changed his name to Jerry Lansing.
Yeah.
And I mean, you had been living the character for years of being mocap king. Hello, I want to say Jim.
Yeah, no, well, Jerry Lansing was a character that in between takes of this the Uncharted motion capture game, just to cut up and goof around because I could, just came up with him. He's just this, pompous, self-righteous, never knew anyone. But, Adam, Norman, good to see you. Love your work, Sean.
Gary.
And it was literally just something that I would make up stuff just to keep loose. And when Alan and I worked together, it's along the same lines as everybody else's story. He said, well, would you do this? I was like, absolutely. I'm like, do I have to pay you? Do I need to be clothed? It didn't matter. It was an unbelievable opportunity because in all the on-camera stuff I've done, I'm always the doctor or the lawyer, or I don't get the part. And this was my first opportunity in I think almost 20 years to do something funny, and that's who I always felt, that's where I belong. So I mean, I owe so much. I'm so grateful, as is everybody, I'm sure, but so grateful to be doing this, and I think people are going to absolutely love it because he's one of the funniest people I've ever met, and just the stuff he does.
He hasn't met many
absolutely
people, though,
hysterical.
really. People try to stay away.
There's also
And Casper plays the bartender. the bartender. 4 different times. You're the perpetual bartender in every... Just it's at a bar, and then we go someplace, and he's the bartender at another place. In another episode, there's a bartender, he's always the bartender. Wherever we go. God bless you for doing that. Hey, best job I ever had.
He's your Love Boat Isaac character, basically. No matter what deck they're on, that guy is there.
Yeah.
And how he gets around
like
the
a
boats.
hologram.
Yeah. First of all, Casper, damn your perfect face, hair, and jawline. How dare you come in here with that? But what was the experience like for you, and how did you kind of weave in, and what did you bring?
They just asked for my jaw to come in. And it's the first school of acting I went to. It's just for the jaw.
It's perfect.
And so luckily I didn't have to speak in this.
It smells good too. Casper, yeah, that's that.
This is what I do in the movie, the show.
Yeah.
It's just making
Straight
drinks.
at the bar, yeah.
It's just making stand bar. That's what bartenders do.
This is all I do.
His role. His role is jokes.
Casper,
Too
cradle
many
the bottom.
jokes.
Just cradle the bottom. Yeah, take that off. Yeah. Yeah. Damn it. Yeah. No, come back to him. Come back to him. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, wipe that off.
Casper, just so you know, your role is much larger. If we do more of these, there's a reason who you are someone important. It is
Hey, thank you.
I mean,
I always
the
wanted to be
bartender's
someone important.
The bartender.
Now I've got validation here at Comic-Con. You all heard it. I finally validated. It's only taken me 27 years. Yeah.
Yep. What? Yep.
I got valid. I'm not validated anymore.
No, you're
Just
validated.
validated.
Oh, you're absolutely validated. You're a big character.
I know. No, I
It doesn't make
appreciate it.
sense
Thank
if you
you. This was a lot of fun. My manager called me up and he said, "Hey, do you want to do this thing? You get to work with these people here, and you don't say anything."
You
Yes.
have one line. You've got one line. You've delivered it amazingly.
I have one line.
It sort of feels like the whole thing is populated with basically just everyone that people love. Just like it's just like a love letter to cons and fan favorites. It sounds like there's like everyone is someone that people love and recognize.
Yes, and a lot of people play versions of themselves. Sean Astin plays himself, but he's like a heavy drinker, and he gives bad advice, and that's not Sean Astin at all. Milo, I hope if we could ever, I have plans for his character too. Just off set, they had 4 passports and some foreign currency that was going to possibly be part of his character. That he's just going through the passports. He picks up the phone. Yeah, the bear walks in the woods. It's worse than I thought. Throws her cell phone down, destroys it. What the hell is going on? Don't ask too many questions, Alan. So, I hope to have him rappelling down buildings and stuff. Will is not, his character is not incredibly large in this incarnation, but he's a smuggler, and he would appear in another episode that's actually very close to being, it's halfway finished. So yeah.
Excellent. Trisha, how did you get involved with the project? And do you play yourself or do you play someone else?
Well, first, as having been to some conventions myself, I always thought there was a plethora of things that you could do. So it was quite a few months ago, actually, that I got an email from Alan saying that he was doing this, writing this, and that there was a character that he kind of wrote with me in mind or thought of me for, and of course it was an immediate yes. That, like everyone here said, he's incredibly funny, so I didn't even have to read it, but of course I did. And I assumed I would be playing a robot in a red dress, or maybe a green dress to change things up, turn it a little Christmassy or something, but no, I'm playing Louise. And Louise likes conventions as well, but she goes to, can I say?
Oh yeah, we say it in the trailer. It's a doll convention. She goes
yes,
to doll
hello.
conventions.
I go to doll conventions, so we go on a date and we have a little bit of fun, but I don't come across as necessarily having a doll to begin with. It's a thing. It's called Reborn, and So I was actually very pleased that I got to play somebody not like myself, even though I kind of come off like myself a little bit.
And the comedy. I mean, you get to see Trisha do a comedy. I've never seen that before, and you're very funny. I mean, all the way to pratfalls and stuff, physical comedy and stuff. It's going to be, I can't wait for people to see it.
Yeah, I was very excited to get to do some comedy and also for you to think of me that way. And then I thought, wait, what is he trying to tell me that he thought of me while he was writing this role? There's some hidden meaning in there that I haven't quite figured out, but on set it was super fun, and I will say that Alan got me to kiss in a way I've never got to kiss before.
What's that?
I have to wait and see.
She said you got her to kiss in a way that she's never kissed before.
That is true.
Oh, Trisha, I just wrote this one extra scene.
It was written
We got a lot of
on the day.
film, so we're just going to take this until we get it right. It took a week to get that.
Yeah.
Much respect. We did that scene too.
Everybody had to do that scene. It was fun.
To go to another panel.
What panel are you going to?
I know I'm overbooked, but I do want to say, Alan, it's all for you. I love you a lot. This thing is amazing. I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Bye, Seth Green. Get out! You get out of here! How dare you! Don't hug him! Get out of here, Seth Green! Stop touching people! Leave! How dare you! You get out of here, Seth! And don't you come back!
You got the red light.
Look, everybody's leaving.
No, don't! You sit down! How dare you!
Yeah, Nolan and I got time. We're good.
Seth's
Oh no,
out.
she's stalking Seth. That's why. Okay, got it. Totally makes sense.
I feel like I've lost my son.
We can build you another one.
Those redheads stick together.
No, Seth Green is dead. Forget about him. He'd want us to move on. Mindy Sterling, how did you get involved with the project, and what do you do?
For a living?
No, I know what you do for a living. You're one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. What do you do for Con Man?
Well, I think I am the only one on the panel that never met or knew who Alan Tudyk was. I mean, I saw him in some, series and stuff, but I really did not. We were not friends. We had no history. I didn't owe him anything. So my call was first, through my agent. You want to do this thing? It's about Comic-Con and all this in the script, and I read it and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I too done and still do cons. So. I really did love it, and was very excited. I loved the whole campaign and how it was created. It was very, very different. I love different. I love dark, so this is perfect for me. And so I play Bobby, the very, very colorful sort of. She's dying to be his talent manager, con manager, agent, whatever she can get her hands on. A little controlling, likes to sleep around, wears, every episode as she wears a different wig. I love doing all of that. I found it fascinating and fun, and I think that Alan and I had met, I think twice, just to go over the script and everything before we started working, and instantly, it was just chemistry. I just loved working with him. He always helped me with my lines. While we were shooting, he literally would be on the other side and mouth my lines for me. Because I have a tendency to just blank and forget. And so, yes, he would just do that, and I would try to say what he wanted me to say. So I hope that it came out okay. But I thought, the whole experience was amazing. He is so smart, and he was so in the zone, and yet never yelled, never seemed annoyed, never seemed like he was going to quit, and yet bombarded constantly with, little things here and there. So really the most generous and most innovative and interesting people to work with. So I am so glad to be a part of his, hopefully, his life now.
Let me get out of here. What was the original goal for the campaign?
Well, PJ Harsman. Hey, PJ!
Hey, buddy!
We had talked about just funding the first 3 episodes, and that was what it was, the first 3 episodes, because we figured it was a half hour, and that was one storyline, and if we could just make that, if we could just make a pilot, then people could get an idea of what it is. But there were 3 more half-hour episodes that were finished at that point, so we could keep going. And then it became, I mean, because the fans were so amazing, because there was so much support, that we had been talking about books, because PJ's written 4 novels, 4 sci-fi novels prior to this. And we wanted to write another book. We had written the first chapter, and he wrote it, and I just sit there and go, what about this line? And then comic books, we a game, but that was all, we backburnered all of that. But since the fans were so enthusiastic and involved, they gave us a lot of money is what I'm trying to say. Since they gave us so much money, we were able to keep going, well, if y'all want, we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. So we initially just wanted 3 10-minute episodes. That was going to be, we can make it. We'll be able to show you what it is. And now we get to show you a lot, a great deal, and we're looking forward to it.
So you chartered a jet to Disney World. No, I mean, I think when people hear a number like $3.2 million, they go, oh, that's so much money, you can probably, but that money goes really fast, especially if you're trying to make something of that scope, and you could see the effect, like the show looks amazing. So is that, like, were you amazed at how quickly you can burn through money when you're trying to make something?
PJ?
It would go like this. When I first read the script, I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever read.
You need the microphone, PJ.
I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever read, but I took him aside and I go, Alan, you've got a convention for a scene. And he's like, no, don't worry, we'll just put up a curtain, we'll put 4 people in front of a curtain, we'll pretend it's a convention. Cut to renting the Long Beach Convention Center, building an entire con. And then he called me the night before and goes, remember that scene with the alien and the cave? We just do that as a comic panel. Oh, I need to do a real one now. So can you get me a cave? Can you get me a cave?
For 3 lines. Did we seriously just put a cave together for 3 lines? Yeah. Maybe I should have written more lines for the cave scene. So, I'm not saying I wasted it.
Now you got a sweet cave.
Actually, the cave was free because we have an amazing production designer, and she just made things happen.
Holy crap, free cave.
Yeah, she goes, I know, like, so is this a real cave? Because she has a German accent. Is this a real cave that you want? And I was like, yeah, I know how to get a cave.
Oh.
I have a cave, it's orange, and it looks as if it's been shaped by water. Great, I'll have it. For free. And so she pulled all kinds of strings, and there's, on the spaceship, some of it is really, really amazing, and then, like, these things for there's balls and, anyway, whatever.
Whoa, go back to that part.
I'm like, hold on to these balls.
I have some balls that look as though they've been shaped by water. Oh, okay.
They're actually very expensive. But when I fly the spaceship, I pick them up, and then you get all of that hologram stuff, and that's how you fly the spaceship. But the things that the ball set on, I think, were bottoms of soda bottles that were painted. So you've got things like that because we were stretching the budget, and then also a lot of, they got that hallway. And as she said, this would be the most expensive 20 minutes ever. Because it's about how much we spent all that. Anyway, I don't want to say I wasted it.
No.
We have that in storage now, by the way. It didn't just get burned at the end. It's hopefully we'll make more with the spaceship.
Felicia, I would love to... Hi, Felicia! Hi! How's it going?
Hello.
Felicia! So, when did you come on, and what did you do, and just tell us stuff.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Alan sent me the script about a year ago, actually, and because I'm
My middle name is web series. Oh, web series.
It's true.
It's true. Google it. I'm that. It's in the Wikipedia. So he's like, hey, I was thinking about doing this as a web series. What do you think? Is it a good idea? And I read it, and it was so good and funny, and I could see him in it so clearly. And I was very fortunate to be in Dr. Horrible. Just a little thing. So I had a feeling when I read the script that he could blow up the world the way that Dr. Horrible did, and I was like, oh my God, please do this. And I love breaking the system and the fact that they decided to do the crowdfunding, and they did it in such an amazing way, and the support was incredible, and their consideration to the fans, it just blew me away. And of course, underneath it is all like, get me a part, get me a part, really, hire me. So Alan called me up and was like, I have this part in the first 3 episodes, and Karen, she works for the convention, and could you do it? And we talked about it on set. We actually had never worked together before, but we were in a Dollhouse episode in separate scenes together. So there was no connection at all before then. But we met at one of Joss Whedon's Shakespeare readings.
Yes, that was the first time we ever met.
It was.
Cleopatra, where Morena Baccarin was Cleopatra.
She was Cleopatra.
She was amazing.
What sort of weird, crazy lives do you guys lead? We went to Joss Whedon's and just did some Shakespeare with Morena Baccarin.
Well,
you know, and then some dragons showed up. Like, it's just very crazy.
I was segueing into something beautiful, Chris.
I'm sorry, Felicia.
About how it is a family, and people wouldn't think about it, but the actors at cons form a family. We travel a lot, we see each other, and we hang out and have drinks, and it really, whenever, you know, it just feels like coming home when you're hanging with a lot of the crew. I mean, I just met you, but
and you love me.
But you form a family on a set, and you form a family at a con, and this kind of has the beautifulnul of both worlds combined, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it. So thank you, Alan.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Will Wheaton in your Ravenclaw tie? Yeah, I know, me too.